Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about Life by You again, and I know that I made a video about this about a month ago, but I want to talk about it one more time because more videos have been posted and on updates that are going on with the game. So this is not going to be a long video. There haven't been a ton of updates that have happened, except for they really kind of just released the phone and showed us some gameplay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of the same thing that I said last time. Um, there's still work that needs to get done. It'll be in early access. Now, I do want to touch on the phone though, because in the Sims phone, I have an issue with it. And it doesn't always work, but it also I don't like the social bunny menu. I know that that's like not uncommon. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of it. I don't like it. I like the social menu that Life by You has shown us. I actually think that that works. I think it'll work better, honestly. But I also like the directions. I know that that's not a need in The Sims, but it is really nice to have in an open world game as directions. Because I have played a couple games where they don't like have a compass or anything, and it's open world, and you're like, where am I supposed to go? So I do like that this is in here. I also like that the careers page looks a lot different, and it'll show you a lot more stats, which is another issue I've had with The Sims. I do like seeing all the stats of like, oh, how much more will I be making? I'm not always up to date on what my Sims are like making actively. Money in that game is not necessarily like the end all be all for me. I play with cheats, so if I really need to, I'll just give them $1,000 or whatever. Um, so yeah, the social feed is it looks just like Social Bunny messages. I mean, it looks better than The Sims. There's not like a cutscene to do it necessarily. The events, that's the other thing that they went over is the events, and that's a very long video. I would highly recommend you guys go look at their video. I'll link it down below in the description for you. But they talk about all of the stuff that you like how the events work. And I was playing The Sims yesterday and I was trying to do like a stay over guest situation. I was trying to schedule a sleepover for one of my Sims, but they were at school. And it was like start it now. I was like, no, start it at like this weekend. And you can't select that. You have to do it the day of. And being able to like pre-schedule that kind of stuff is kind of nice. So I did really like that about the events. There's also a ton more about events that like I don't really feel like I need to cover because a lot of it is just customization of the events themselves, as well as like everything that can happen there. So you can add like a party event and you can put very specific goals instead of like in The Sims where they just give you kind of generic goals and then you have to accomplish those. You can set every task, how much XP you get from it, everything, literally everything. And I really like that. I love the customization of this game and I'm very excited. The other thing I wanted to touch on was the kind of just look of the game itself. I have it pulled up over here on my other monitor, and I'm looking at it, and I don't know if they've changed anything, but I think a really big thing, and I talked about, like I said, a lot of what I said in my last video still holds. I saw your guys' feedback, and I appreciate it. Someone I saw commented that they wish that they could change the UI color, and they actually just posted a video about it literally yesterday, as of the day that I'm posting this. They posted a video yesterday showing how you can change it. It's only 30 seconds long. It looks really easy to change. So that's something to look forward to, especially if you were not like extremely happy about the purple. I like the purple. I like the color purple. So like to me, I like the way the UI looks. I don't have an issue with that. Um, but yeah, it looks like they've done like the one thing I noticed, and this has like they didn't even talk about this. This is just something I noticed in this is I actually really like the way the clothing looks, the way that the light like hits the clothing and stuff. I've been looking at that more than that character as a whole to see like what improvements I can see. And honestly, I like the clothing. I really do like the clothing. I think the clothing looks really good. I still am not the biggest fan of the way the characters look, and I know a lot of that stuff will get ironed out within early access and in the next 2 months before it's even released as a game yet. So we see him go through and just kind of like play in it, and it looks like they've gotten rid of quite a few bugs from what we've seen in other videos that they've posted. But overall, I think the graphics are still lacking, and that's something you guys have all said as well. And I completely agree with you. I think the graphics are lacking. I think that they could do a little bit better with graphics. But my other thing too is I wonder how long it would take somebody to actually just like make a mod for that. I don't know if that's even a possibility necessarily, but I bet you anything it wouldn't take very long to kind of just refresh and reskin. I mean, people do it with The Sims, granted. I know The Sims is coded differently, adding assets is totally different. It's probably the same way for this. I'm not 100% sure. So I feel like the possibility though of being able to like customize even further and even just reskin the whole game, I'm not I'm not going to be surprised if that comes out, after a month or two of the game being released. by some modder. I really wouldn't be surprised. I've seen it in a ton of other games. I've seen a lot of mods be made that reskin characters or add different things. I don't know how difficult that kind of thing is. I have a feeling that that will happen with this game at some point, the same way that it's happened with The Sims, the same way it'll probably happen with Paralives. And I don't want to talk about Paralives in this video because I don't have any money to pay them to like see their updates. So I don't really have anything to say about Paralives other than I'm sorry to those of you I made upset about it. I think it does look like a good game, but it's just not the game for me. Granted, Life by You is getting to the point where I'm like, all right, we should start seeing better graphics now. We've got 2 months, and I'm maybe they're waiting to do a giant graphic overhaul. I don't really know. They haven't really mentioned it. They mentioned it in like I think it was almost 2 months ago now that they've mentioned any graphic updates that they plan on doing. I think what they're mainly focused on right now is just getting the core gameplay down so that they can release it into early access. And granted, I'm going to be very upset if they extend early access again because I just want to get into the game and play it and mess with the settings and just build some character. You know what I mean? I just want to get into the game so bad and I just want to do it. But it's better for the game to be more finished and launch than to have it unfinished and launched because it won't go well. It's frustrating, but I really just want to play it. And also, I wish they would stop pushing it back. I'm okay with them pushing it back, especially if it's in sake of like overhauls. You know what I mean? As long as they're working on things and they're like showing improvement, I don't care how long it takes. I'll be fine with that. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting antsy. You know, we were supposed to get this back in September or October of last year, and we're still not being able to play it. Now, they do mostly weekly updates on their YouTube channel. I'll link them down below as well. I'll tag them down below. Go to their YouTube channel for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with it. But that's kind of it. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. There wasn't a ton of updates that we saw other than them kind of launching the phone, and it has everything you would expect. And yeah, overall, I think that there's still work to be done. There's still, you know, things here and there I don't like about Life by You. I don't want to make it sound like it's perfect in my eyes because it's not. Like, no game will ever be perfect to an extent. Like, to any extent, we are not there yet. So I, I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm excited to see the improvements they make. And I'm excited most of all to see what kind of mods people are going to throw at this game because I think that's going to be the most fun part for me. However, I'm going to leave this video here. I know it's a shorter video. I didn't really have a ton of stuff to add to it, to what I've already said about Life by You or even Paralives. So I haven't seen anything about Inzoi. I don't like see any news about it, and I don't know where to get that news. Not even sure of the people who make the game. Either way, this is today's video, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. All right, bye everybody.